Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Study English with Frank. I hope that you're having a great day wherever you are around the world watching this channel, and hope that you're enjoying the lessons that we're producing to help you learn English fast. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, I invite you to do that. We've got a lot of lessons planned for this next few months that we'll be releasing. And if you're subscribed, then you'll be sure to be notified once we release each new lesson. Today we're going to continue our series on the internet and terms in English that you should know in relation to the internet. And today we're going to be talking about website addresses. Have you ever had anybody ask you, oh, well, what's the website address for that? Have you heard of this? People ask you, what's their website? Sometimes that's all they'll say. What's their website? But what they really mean is, what is their website address? And actually, there's several different ways that people can ask this question that you should know about. People might say, they might be talking about a company or an organization, and someone will say, well, what's their URL? Have you heard this? What's their URL? And if you're new to English, you might wonder, well, what do they mean? What's their URL? Well, what it means is the Uniform Resource Locator. That's what it stands for. I don't think hardly anybody knows the full term or what it stands for. But when someone asks you what's their URL, what they're asking really is the same as asking what's their website address. And you know what a website address is, right? For our channel, my wife and I channel, you go to an internet browser and at the top you type in a website address or our URL. What's our URL? It is study. You just type it in, study English with us.com. Is it .com? Actually, we've changed it. It's .ca now. And that's important to know as well. It's called a URL extension. A URL extension. It used to be that .com was the main extension to a website address, .com. People would say, what's their .com? And that's just the same as asking, what's their website address? Or we're starting up a .com, people would say. And that just basically meant that they were starting up a website. But these days, there's hundreds of URL extensions that you can use. And for a while, our website address was .com, but we've switched that to .ca. I think if you type in studyenglishwithus.com, that it will automatically redirect you to our website, which is located at studyenglishwithus.ca. But that's what a website extension is. There can be .net, there can be .edu, .ca. CA stands for Canada, and every country in the world, I think, has their own extension, URL extension that people can use. I think your business or organization has to be located in the country to use their extension. If we weren't living in Canada, we wouldn't be able to use .ca. And so in Vietnam, I think it's VN. But you'd have to be living in Vietnam in order to use or get a website address with that extension. Well, people might ask, how can I get a website address? How do you get that? I want to start up a website. How do I get a website address for myself or my own business and my own organization? How do you do that? Well, there are places that you can go online and search and see if that address is already being used. You might get out a piece of paper and write down 5 or 6 addresses that you would like to try for your business, and then you go to a website, maybe GoDaddy.com is what we use to register new website addresses, GoDaddy.com, and there you can search to see if the name that you want to use is already being used. And if it is, you can't use that unless you buy it from that person that has registered that name. So you search for another one, and maybe you use a different extension, a URL extension of something else. You could use the name that you want, but choose a different extension, and then you're okay. People like to have unique names so that their customers don't get lost by going to some other company. You know, if a website address that you pick is already really big with another company, you might find that your customers are getting lost and finding your competitor. And so it's good to find a unique name and then get an extension that works for you. And we could maybe talk about domain names. Have you heard of this term? Domain names. What is a domain name? Well, that's just another name for the website address. Actually, it's the website address without the extension. That's your domain name. So Study English with Us would be our domain name. And then the .ca, that would be our domain name extension. So it's just like another easy name for URL. For people who might not know what URL stands for or means, you might say, well, what's their domain name instead of a URL? When you ask for a website address, that is usually the full address, including the extension. All right, well, I hope that helps you learn a few new terms today about the website and the internet and how to use the internet and how to type in a URL to get to the company that you want to get information about. Well, that's our video for today. I hope that you enjoyed it and learned a few new terms. And if you liked it and you found it helpful, please give us a like. That helps us to grow our channel. If you know of others who are studying English, please let them know. You know, maybe you want to share this video so that they get an idea of what our channel is like. And if you prefer to study without the distracting advertising, please be sure to check out our website, studyenglishwithus.ca, to find out more about how you can study for just a small annual fee without any distracting advertising. We'll see you next time here at Study English with Frank. So long for today.